Friends, at the outset, I would like to apologize for being 20 minutes late. Gopi is not at fault. I was on Arnab's debate and it was supposed to end at 10:30, but it went on till 11 p.m. in the night. So I am with you live, and I am happy to say the most dangerous man in India is with us. A man whom the UPA allegedly, we have to say allegedly, though Gopi will not say allegedly, he knows how to speak. So allegedly a man spied on by UPA government and a man spied on allegedly by the India government. So Gopi को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं, क्या था वो डायलॉग डॉन का, forgotten डायलॉग ना, गोपी को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं, नामुमकिन है. So I'm happy to have with me J.Gopikrishnan, a senior journalist who knows everything about everything, and that is why allegedly his phone gets hacked from the last 10, 15, I don't know how many years now. Thank you, Gopi, for finding time and joining. So, how does it feel to be on the prestigious list? Because those who are not on the list are not very happy.
Because this is not the first time I am seeing the tapping and other thing. I know my phone and emails were tapped during from 2009 when I started writing on 2G and all these things, and when I was writing against Chidambaram and others, it was all happening. And the current one is also, I found my name is also in the list, and the media organizations publishing it asked me my opinion. I said that these are all, I'm not saying that it is how it happened. This is actually now became the headache for the government to explain in coming days. Today also comes the name of, apart from Rahul Gandhi, it came the name of Prahlad Patel, and the current IT minister's name, IT and telecom minister's name, Ashwini Vaishnav's name also I found. But I personally feel the tap happened between 2018-19, 17-18-19 period tapping. How come Ashwini Vaishnav? It must be, I feel Ravi Shankar Prasad's phone might have tapped. Because as a telecom minister, that entire family, staffers, that bunch of numbers.
Gopi, let me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me start with a basic question. I will come to see, because I do not know whether the government did it or not. Nobody knows it. My basic premise is that I will just put my basic premise and then you give your views, and audiences, it's everybody's individual view, as you know, on this YouTube channel. So it is Gopi's view. My view is 3-4 points, and then I will come to you. One is, I do not know, because the Wire story has so many maybes, ifs, allegedly. I do not know how much of it is true. Secondly, my point is, how do we know which government bought it? NSO could have sold it to foreign governments. In fact, if you remember, there was rumors of German president being hacked by US, Angela Merkel being hacked by US intelligence agencies or eavesdropped or whatever. Third point I have is this, that how can we know NSO, a private company, speaking the truth? They could have sold it to private players. They are saying we sold it to government. But you know, private companies for profit, what all they do. So my view is, of the evidence presented right now, I do not know. I don't find much credibility to it. That is my opinion. Now, I will start with you. But first, please tell me about your tapping in the UPA era, the alleged tapping, and then come to this era and what all you believe is happening. So starting from the beginning, when you felt your phone was first time tapped, 2009.
See,
and I won't interrupt you.
Those days, tapping, I personally found that during it was somebody from some government number asked the persons whom I contacted, calling them what is the relation, and one of them was supposed to be my mother herself, and they thought that I have been in the night talking with some ladies, and they thought of blackmailing me, and the number came from a government number, which was in the name of some other Rural Development Ministry address number. So I went to the number and the current addressed number, that office, and that number was not there. Then I again went to the telecom And then I found that IP numbers are tapped like functioning like this. And thankfully, because those days always mother used to call me, and the tapper might be a Punjabi, so he must have thought that every night a lady calls me and talks to me for a long time. If it was that's why I told that people, if you tap a Malayali person, you should have used the Malayali operator. Then he could have said that there's a talk between mother and her. That's all that. And for emails were tapped, because in email, when you go to the where all the last 10 opened areas, some areas wherever I never visited, it was opened from that area also. So I can understand easily it was going on. And actually, as far as this, the current thing, those days I feel, those days we were all writing about the CBI tussles, because 2018-19, and I came to know that the forthcoming list must be having senior CBI, Income Tax Enforcement Directorate, so many officers' numbers also were tapped. And one of the senior IAS officer who now holds the constitutional post also has been tapped. And
so you believe this tapping story? You believe that they are tapping? That's your opinion. You believe that they are tapping?
tapping must have happened, otherwise nothing of this thing. This is how it happened. This is not Indian perspective. Pegasus was caught by Microsoft researchers and Citizen Lab during their joint research project, and nobody noticed. July 15, Washington Post reported, quoting the Microsoft, saying that their research team has found Pegasus is entering into, because Pegasus was doing actually. I spoke to my 2 months ago. One US friend journalist told me, your phone number and mobile are seen in the some not the Pegasus, some other data. So do you feel anything, suspecting anything? I said that my things were happening for so many years and I don't care a damn, because I have nothing to lose, and I have nothing to hide. And tapping a journalist, a sensible old school journalist, will be a failure item, because I covered against telecom minister and their telecom companies. The phone I used was also part of the 2G scam. So those days our common friend Asirvadam was the whistleblower that time, and me and Asirvadam meeting, nobody has identified for years, more than a year. So as you are writing against then telecom minister and then home minister, we go by the old Watergate project, how Deep Throat advised the reporters how to meet him.
How tell the audience? How do you meet secretly with so much of surveillance?
The India's world's biggest was a Watergate scandal. What is Watergate scandal was? Watergate is a building's name. So once all newspapers report, Democratic Party's office, then opposition party Democratic Party's office was in Watergate building. So all newspapers reported so 4 thieves were arrested from stealing from the building. But the Washington Post, that famous iconic reporters Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, did not stop there. They started thinking, tracking into the history of these arrested persons, and they found that they are never thieves. So they started finding. Then they found that their electronic activities, and then there was a person called Deep Throat. That time his name was never sold, not in the public domain. In 2000 only, 71, 73 it happened, and 2000 only that so-called named Deep Throat revealed himself. He was none other than then FBI's number 2, Mark Felt. He has a problem with Nixon, and actually American President Nixon was putting tapping equipments in the Democratic Party's office. That was the Watergate story. That's why Nixon was forced to resign, and resigning time Nixon said that I am not a crook. And then next president was Gerald Ford came, and Gerald Ford gave the presidential pardon to Nixon. And then there was a famous dialogue of one reporter to another reporter. That son of a bitch gave pardon to that son of a bitch.
Okay, Gopi, now, but if I come to the
so I'm coming to the point. So those days, that deep throat, the old man advised the FBI number 2, advised the journalists, see, now we are going to write against the US president. So you have to keep all these things. So there is a famous movie called All the President's Men is about that. How they are meeting in the late night, 2:30, coming from opposite directions under the bridge and others. So that kind of work only the basic thing of journalism, whatever digitization and other things comes. And as a journalist, I have seen these things, and we will again see these things. Whoever in the power wanted to know who are all we meet, who are all we talking. And as far as this current case, there is an issue is there, because this Pegasus NSO Technologies filed an affidavit before the US court in their previous tapping incident. They said that we are only selling to governments only, and the government's intelligence agencies, national security, this and that, crime syndicate tracking and narcotics tracking, money laundering tracking, all this purpose only. We are not selling to public. But now the parliament is going on. So the tensions are, you see the mood of today onwards. And now the new, I heard it is a 5-part series. Now 2 part is out.
Oh, you think 3 more lists are to come
3
out?
more and 3 more in the back. It's a total 5-part series coming in the worldwide. India Wire is their strategic partner, and they are coming out with 3. And I heard 2, 3 or 4 senior cabinet ministers' phone tapping is also coming. And I heard 1 or 2 Supreme Court judges' name is today only. Gogoi's, that lady who accused him and their family was only tapped. And people are saying actually Supreme Court judges itself tapped, and they're coming out with the name. So there is 2 issues for the government. And then I heard the officers' names and other names. Somebody now says some corporates were also tapped. All these things. But the problem with the government is they have to, parliament and outside also, they have to answer. And no government is never going to say this is tap happen. It is not like Neera Radia tapes. Neera Radia tapes was an approved authority signed phone tapping. It was a phone tapping by income tax as per the orders of Chidambaram. Income tax, then Home Finance Minister Chidambaram's order. Neera Radia's 9 phones were tapped, and those who were in regular touch with Neera Radia, who were calling, they also got maligned. That's it. But in this case, the government has already declared we have not purchased any Pegasus software. We have never did this. We have no Pegasus. I don't think some other country is not going to tap all this so-called.
Gopi, my question is that, and this is my plea. It appears to me that you are.
Your audio is not coming. Audio not coming. Your audio is not coming. Your audio is not coming. Audio not coming. Audio not coming. Hello, hello. Hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
I removed my AirPods because I was on 3 hours of debate, so my ears have started hurting. This is the 4th I'm doing in a row. So 4 hours in there, so I was trying to remove this. Anyways, let me come to the material question, Gopi.
Yeah.
You seem to be of the view that it is done by government, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You are clear. My question is, how can, with all the evidence we have seen up till now, how can we know it is the government? How do we know it is not a foreign government doing it? My question is,
I don't think when you look at the list, why foreign government is doing, and I don't think Israelis will allow other governments to tap. They must have first informed government of India. So and so is asking this and that details, and so this is I personally feel somebody has given the entire data and their tapped phone list and to the Pegasus, and they have administered according to this report. Actually, there is no chat details and other things are not coming because it is the phone list. What are all the tapped list? And my information is some Pegasus whistleblower got into the camp of Microsoft or Citizen Lab, and they must have given this entire help the Microsoft and these people. Today, WhatsApp CEO's tweet is there to kick out Pegasus, because actually Pegasus was their partner in those days. Actually, it was the Facebook and others. Somewhere they thought that's how Israeli spy organizations come. They have created a private company like formation, even though it's a private company like formation. It is actually monitored by Israeli defense. Defense. Yeah. It is actually.
It's an Israeli defense monitored private company, you mean to say?
See, these companies are, these kind of companies are formed in such a way. They will create this thing. And Israelis are experts in tapping, surveillance, all these machines. They have a very strategic relation with India, even though India is not so forth with them in many matters. They are the India's unilaterally. They are supporting India. So I don't think Pegasus, Israeli government monitored company, will not allow any foreign country to tap into India, and government and in this case also government will simply deny it, because this is not, if it was an approved tapping, then there will be a question why you tapped these people.
See, there cannot be an approved, let me be very blunt with you, there cannot be an approved tapping some of the names on the list.
Yeah.
You cannot do approved tapping of the of the alleged, because I have to use the word alleged, the alleged names on the list. There cannot be any approved reason to tap them. Some of them. Some there may be.
I remember in 1983 or something, there was a front page exclusive coverage on India Today. Then Rajiv Gandhi's government also did so many ministers, including Arif Muhammad Khan, Delhi Imam, all this list. That was a cover page, I remember. And the governments were doing another thing, but every time when it was caught, government has to answer. And now the session is on job, and there is an, apart from Pegasus declaration in the US court, which they said that they will only supply to governments only. There is another issue. When it comes to Supreme Court judge's name, somebody will rush to court. Somebody will rush to court and ask Supreme Court to conduct a probe or something. Otherwise, sometimes so moto it takes up, because I was aware during the 2G time, government has said in the market, or they floated a rumor or something. That time 2G cases handling Justice Singhvi's phones were tapped or something like that. And somewhere there was stories where did to malign Singhvi, saying that Shanti Bhushan says Prashant is close with Singhvi. So if you go the case through Singhvi and others, but Singhvi was a very tough nut to crack, and he stood by this thing. Then you know what all happened. Justice Singhvi's brother working in NHAI was every day questioned by CBI. This is the kind of pressure every government's put on judges and others. And now the mood of the Supreme Court.
Gopi, I see what I find is you are taking it as a matter of fact that every government does it. So it is okay if you get caught, you deny it. But a lot of citizens would be concerned that an illegal tapping can be done. A. And B, you are giving example of 1980s of Rajiv Gandhi. I think the first government, Nehru, they tapped the phones of relatives of Subhash Chandra Bose for 20 years. 20 years almost. Or even the last government, who was it? Chidambaram tapping Pranab Mukherjee or something like that. I think some ministers are tapping each other, right? You smile, so you know. What was that about? What was that about?
Bubble gums were used to put the inside the table to stick that
bubble gum and listening device was put
under the table. That was Pranab Mukherjee's letter. That was the Pranab Mukherjee's letter to the Prime Minister saying that somebody is doing this thing on me. And it was well known. It was a well published letter in the Indian Express scoop. That letter was there. And if it is an illegal tapping, nobody will going to admit it. Nobody is going to admit it. But there is a tapping happen with if you have records, which is not possible. But in this case, only thing is Microsoft's research report of Pegasus has tapped such and such numbers. That is their findings. And somebody goes to, if it is an illegal tapping, in India, anybody has the right to go to court against the government for violating Indian Telegraph Act and Information Technology Act. But when it comes to the Supreme Court judges' cases and others, we don't know. When your time is so bad, everything will happen. So people may decide to go to the court. So judges also may think how many judges are. I heard recently retired one judge's name was there. I don't know anybody is sitting because 2018-19 the tapping happened. Now 20 and 21 many judges have retired. That time 2 years judges were retired. We don't know what are the lists, and I'm aware very top CBI officers, very top income tax enforcement directorate, and one of the very senior most IAS officer who is now in the very constitutional post, seem to be very close to the government. He is now holding a constitutional
Let's not take name. Let's not take any name.
And he was so close to proximity with the Prime Minister, also tapped in the tap list.
Oh, okay. Gopi knows the list and he is giving descriptions, but as I said,
because of being a journalist, I have to keep my professionalism, because I am aware some names, because I have discussed with these people. So it is unfair for me to tell the names of others who are going to be. But the internet, so many people have tutored the names. These are coming. Very senior cabinet minister's name is supposed to come. 2-3 persons' name is supposed to come, which may be shocking to people. Top RSS leaders' names are there. Very top RSS leaders' names are also there.
So this is going to be you think the next 3 lists are 3 lists more, right?
3 more lists. I say this is a total 5-part series, and now the 2 has happened, and there is a top RSS leaders' names are floating in the market. These were tapped, and then I heard. I don't know whether corporates did it or not, but these unauthorized tapping, whatever government answers, it is you have created a fire. That where the fire goes and others, and there is a
do you think in your Gopi, you have covered a lot of politics? Do you think it has any effect on the ground? I don't think so. This issue.
Wait for the new names to come, and wait for the new names to come. So people, that will create so many heartburns for so many top people. So that heartburns are not going to settle soon.
But that is more interpersonal issue.
See, when these things are coming out, how will you answer? You cannot answer. This is a 17 worldwide media houses are united to collapse the India's parliament and other systems and others. That's not the way. So news are breaking by this time only. Sometimes they might have looked for a particular date to crash it.
See, there I would agree with you. I never like these timing arguments too much. It is the same way when a charge sheet is filed and they say, "Oh, elections are coming, so you filed the charge sheet," and this is global. So that argument of the government that because of monsoon session this is being done, that I don't agree with at all. My argument of the government, which I agree, is that there is no evidence or proof. Yeah. That is the argument. The monsoon, it's a global news release. They are not frankly bothered about your monsoon parliament session. They don't care about that. It is a global news. So that much I agree with you.
And you must be wondering to know, there is nobody from America is tapped. Why? In this list?
Nobody from?
America is tapped.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Why?
I don't know. Whenever these kind of projects, there is nobody from America is tapped. Nobody.
That might be because US has such a huge security department. They might be tapping on their own software. They may not need Israeli software.
Yeah. But this Pegasus, this is a Microsoft, and Microsoft research found this.
See, Gopi, there are two views to this. US is very interesting. I will talk about this. One is there is a lot of rumor that all these tech companies have to give a backdoor to US intelligence. That the phone manufacturers there have to give a backdoor. I don't know, I'm not a tech person, but that's a very strong rumor always there, that no matter how secure your phone, the US has a backdoor to it, because that is how you can operate, because the US intelligence services do not allow you to have any system without a backdoor. So whatever be your laptop, tablet, phone, US has a backdoor if it's manufactured using US technology. That is one view. The other view is they are obviously superior to Israeli intelligence because their budget is so much more and they get talent from all over the world that they know how to hack it, so they do not need Israeli. So I do not know which of the view you subscribe.
I'll tell you one incident. See, every mobile operator and every mobile has the access to intelligence and government as and when required, and they have served. In 2009, 10 or 7, 8, and 5 onwards, there was a before iPhone, there was a fancy phone called BlackBerry. When BlackBerry came, BlackBerry server is in Canada. So India don't have. Once a blast happened in Hyderabad blast, then only the government of India intelligence agencies found that the messages used by the terrorists were BlackBerry, and in the very initial stages, police made a statement thinking that Canada-based some operation. It was not Canada-based operation because BlackBerry servers is Canada. So next another 1 or 2 years ke baad, government of India insisted BlackBerry, if you want to operate in India, you have to give your server here. Otherwise, nothing doing. And at last, BlackBerry was, I think, G.K. Pillai Home Secretary time. BlackBerry was forced to give the backend. Then the matter was sorted out. So I don't know whether iPhone India is seeking. I don't know.
Okay, there's some tech expert. He's saying you can counter software backdoors by putting a custom ROM. Like, I have no idea what is Graphene OS. I am not a tech guy. And Gopi, but I have a question to you on the lighter side. They say that it takes about 1 CR to tap the phone. Would you be willing to give your phone to the government for 1 CR? Take 1 CR, give your phone to them.
I
जो
don't think
करना कर लो.
I don't think 1 CR is not the rate. Actually, it is little bit hyped. People were thinking that minimum. I heard some reports that Pegasus will governments they are selling the software for $70 million or other thing. So people might be thinking by dividing, they must be thinking like that only. We don't know the rate, and
But you should feel happy if it is
yeah.
true that you are worth 1 crore.
No. If 1 crore you wanted to get data from my phone, give me 50 lakh. I'll give you my phone for half an hour to clone it and take it whatever you want it. They are not going to get anything. Somebody must be giving some abuse to me. Somebody must be scolding me. That's it, maximum. Or I must be giving some scolding to somebody or some people. What are they going to get? And who are all I meeting? If it is so worth, I will monthly surrender my phone for a 2 hour cloning and let them take the data if it is such a value. But this is actually, I don't know the rate, and these companies and others, governments have a separate thing. And this money also, even if it is given, you cannot tap it. I saw some fools were writing in Twitter, if government has given the money, there will be a file noting, there will be a treasury movement, cash movement. That's not the correct. Government of India has a secret funds. Every intelligence agency of state police also has a secret fund. That secret fund portion means that head of that organization can withdraw such and such level of money without any data at a stretch. And it is not under the it will not come under auditing. So many agencies also allow this money for so and so operations, and agencies also used to give the money to so many people, and there will be no records.
I completely agree with you. Some people were saying government would have issued a tender, government would have issued this. If I am not saying the government has done it, Gopi believes the government has done it. We have a difference of. I am not saying government has not. I am just saying there is no proof yet. But what I am saying is this: that if the government has to do it, they have what is called the black operation fund. They are not under any scrutiny, and every nation needs to have that for its raw, its IB. There are so many expenses you can't put. Supposing you are doing some mischief. You in Afghanistan or Pakistan or any place, you can't have those funds.
See, the issue is nobody has a problem if government records this, that, because government has a power to check the preventive measures also, punitive measures also, preventive measures also, everything. Customs also has the power. Preventive.
But legally, no, Gopi. The problem would be illegal.
No. India, they have the right to. They can check, and there are a lot of methods of doing that. There are a lot of methods of doing by intelligence agencies, which being covering Home Ministry for the past. This is my 11th year. It's 11th year. So it's unfair for me to tell all these things how it is functioning. But the current issue is the names of the people in the tappers list. That becomes, if government taps the opposition leader, if the cabinet minister's name landing, and now the information technology minister's name also lands. But I think foreign media got misled by the numbers. The numbers of the minister. I being a telecom correspondent, I know that this thing, because whenever every telecom minister takes charge, he will get a set of numbers for that entire system and others. And this was tapped in 1819. That time telecom minister was none other than Ravi Shankar Prasad. But now when you these people, how these people are doing, these micro research and all these foreign journalists are only having the number. So they will put it in the true caller to check whose number. So that will show the current guy's name. You got the point.
Oh.
And why the hell in 2018, who want to trap Ashwini Vaishnav? Who was he? Ashwini Vaishnav was doing some business in Gujarat that time. He became MP in the 2019 middle only. All of a sudden. It was a 2018 tap, new Ashwini Vaishnav's phone. Who wanted? And actually, even if after 2019 he became MP also, he was a little known MP who made presence and others, and he was so close with the present dispensation and close with the Prime Minister also. That's why Prime Minister put him through Odisha route, and even rival party BJD allowed him to go. He was actually Vajpayee's OSD, old OSD, and he when Vajpayee retired also from up to 2008 he was his private secretary, and then he went to US for studies. Then he came back as GE Electrical's transport managing director in 2012 and others. Then 2013 onwards he is running a automobile company in Gujarat.
So you think it is the old IT minister?
It is Ravi Shankar Prasad tapping, and the issue is these people have only these numbers are tapped. So they just check through the Truecaller, which always say IT and Telecom Minister's number.
Well, if what you are saying, Gopi, interestingly, if what you are saying is true, then the story will not go away. Then the story will be going to Supreme Court also. It will be going to Parliament also.
And now another junior minister, Prahlad Patel's name came. Now coming are the very senior cabinet ministers.
We can all guess who.
Very senior cabinet ministers' names are coming. And then are coming are the very senior RSS leaders' numbers. So when BJP was ruling, why RSS leaders' phones were tapped? That question will be asked. So government can only say nobody tapped, we don't know. But the problem in the mind of the person tapped will be a heartburn. The names.
Nobody likes it. No. See, I tell you why. When people ask me on a serious note, on a legal note, like you as a journalist are taking it with a chalta hai attitude because you say all governments do it, from what I've understood. But I say, why is it a problem? If supposing anybody watching this, we have so many people watching this. If you're watching for the first time, do subscribe. You just start tapping their phone. One day they would be abusing their business partner. One day they could be upset with their wife. One day they could be upset with their brother. Say so many things, which if you take out of context, or they might forget themselves tomorrow. So many times, Gopi, you must have, when you say you talk to your mother in the night, so many times you must have fought and said bad things, good things. So that is the invasion of privacy, which is a crime. But you are saying this is all governments do it, so it is just nothing.
I am not saying these are all ethically wrong. But in the security and intelligence point of view, government does. But why, when you select the names, whom all to tap, that is the issue. If a senior 3-4 cabinet ministers' name are, as per my information, are coming. Now 2 ministers' name came, and Ranjan Gogoi's list came, that staffers list, and my information is 1 or 2 judges' phones were tapped. So why it's so? So that
one thing for sure, if judges' phones are tapped, then it will become a very big issue. Because then minister, same party, not party is the in a sense because unless somebody files a complaint, like exposing you have a right, if you want to file a complaint, right? And so does anybody else whose name has come into it. They have a personal right to file a complaint. Legally, some people may have a right to file a PIL also, saying it's a issue, right? But if a judge's name comes, then it is a third aspect, because there is independence and separation of. So then it will become a serious, like different issues in different ways. It will become serious.
As for a recently for some 10 years ago, Hyderabad district judge was raided by CBI, and they found 10 crore from his home for giving Bellary Reddy's. He was raided and arrested, district judge who was
Oh.
handling the trial of Bellary Reddy's, Janardhan Reddy. He took, so how CBI came now? Because they were monitoring. So that kind of, see, if you are doing for the good things, no issues. But
See, that is impossible to say. As I tell you, I tell my audience, they would think anything done by BJP, if they like BJP, as a good thing, and those who like Congress think anything done by Congress is good. Those who like communists think anything done by communists is good. So that is good is a very difficult thing to describe. We have to have laws and rules and regulations, is what I believe. But then spying is probably the oldest profession in the world. So let us see. Anyways, let us see. Very interesting. So Gopi, let us see how it goes. And thank you for your time. And thank you for doing the incredible journalism you do. That is why all governments, I say allegedly, you say they may be spying, allegedly are spying on you.
Because
Thank you so much, bro.
I also tap so many things. So somebody must be tapping what I am doing. Good. Let's do. I don't care.
I like your attitude. I don't care. All right, Gopi. Thank you so much for giving us your time and discussing this important issue. Good night. Take care.
Thank you.